What if one of the biggest taxes homeowners paid disappear? A few weeks ago, I made a video discussing the possibility of Florida eliminating property taxes. Since then, there have been real development, not just discussions, but actual legislative movements. The House of Representatives has already passed a proposal exploring the elimination of certain property taxes. But before anyone gets too excited, nothing has actually been enacted yet. That's what makes this update important. In this video, I want to explain to you what really happened, what has already happened, what still needs to happen, what hasn't happened yet, and what this could mean for homeowners and buyers in Florida. Because this isn't just speculation at this point, something is happening, but it's also important not to get ahead of ourselves. So let's talk real estate. And before we go any further, if you want clear, calm, fact-based real estate guidance here in Florida, especially in South Florida, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like this video, and drop a comment below and just tell me, how do you feel about eliminating property taxes? How is it going to affect you? Would eliminating property taxes help you buy a home? Help you keep your home? Help you think about coming to Florida? Let's talk about it in the comments. Over the past 30 days, multiple news outlets have reported that Florida leaders are exploring ways to eliminate or significantly reduce property taxes, especially for primary homeowners. This matters because property taxes are one of the largest ongoing costs of home ownership. For example, imagine that you own a home that is worth $400,000. Your property taxes could be between $6,000 and $8,000 per year. If it's $600,000, that could be between $9,000 and $12,000 per year. $900,000 between $14,000 and $18,000 per year. That's hundreds, if not thousands of dollars per month. So naturally, people are asking, would this make home more affordable? Would prices go up? Would inventories change? Would investors benefit? Would this actually happen? So let's break it down. Governor Ron DeSantis has stated that he supports eliminating property taxes on primary residents only. But this has not been finalized yet. There are a few possible versions also being discussed. For example, eliminating property taxes entirely, reducing property taxes, expanding homestead exceptions, or maybe just creating a constitutional amendment. What's the most realistic path forward? It's probably going to be a constitutional amendment that voters will need to approve in the upcoming elections. This is where things get important. There have been legislative movements. For example, earlier this year, the Florida House of Representatives passed a joint resolution often referred to as HJR 203, proposing the elimination of certain non-school property taxes for homesteaded properties. But this does not mean that property taxes have been eliminated. Again, for this to actually happen, the Senate would also need to approve it. It would likely require a constitutional amendment, and Florida voters would have to approve it in a statewide vote. So, while there is real momentum, nothing has been implemented. And that distinction matters. Just to be clear, right now, no property taxes have been eliminated, no final timeline has been approved, no homeowners' bills have been changed. be clear about that. We are in what I would call a legislative movement phase, not an implementation phase. So now, the big question becomes, if there's movement, how long could this actually take? So let's talk timeline. Some discussions suggest that the earliest implementation could be 2027. Why so long? Well, as I kind of said before, first, the legislature must approve it. It may require a constitutional amendment, and voters must not only approve it, but they have to approve it with 60% of the voters saying, yes, I want that change to happen. And then after all that happens, systems must be adjusted, and this doesn't just happen overnight. That actually takes time. Here's where things get interesting. If property taxes disappear or drop significantly, you have to understand that monthly payments will go down, more buyers will qualify, but demands would also increase and house prices would also rise. So it's important to understand that and act accordingly. For example, a $600,000 home that has property taxes worth $10,000 a year, that's about $833 per month. You remove that and suddenly more buyers qualified. This could increase competition for the exact same property. If you're watching this, you're probably thinking about buying, or maybe you already owned a home, maybe you're an investor, maybe you're considering investing here in South Florida or somewhere in the United States. This channel is here to give you clear, honest real estate guidance so you can make wise decisions. If this is helpful, please consider subscribing. If you have subscribed already, thank you. It means a lot to me. And if you ever need guidance in anything related to real estate, you can always reach out to me directly. Property taxes currently fund schools, police and fire services, infrastructure, local governments. So if property taxes disappear, the money has to come from somewhere, right? Some of the possible replacements that people are talking about are higher sales tax, tourism taxes, state budget reallocations, and new funding structure. That's why this is complex. It's not just about eliminating taxes and helping homeowners, which a lot of people do want to do, but it's also knowing where this money is going to come from to replace those services that we as a society, as a country, as a state, as a city also need. If this happens, the biggest winners may be primary homeowners, retirees on fixed income, long-term homeowners, and buyers entering expensive markets. Investors may benefit less if the policy focuses only on primary residents. There's a powerful reminder in Ecclesiastes 11:2 that says, invest in 7 ventures, yes, in 8. You do not know what disasters may come upon the land. The idea is simple. Wise people plan for uncertainty. Whether property taxes are eliminated or not, the smartest approach is to make decisions based on long-term wisdom, not short-term headlines. Policies change, markets shift, but careful planning always wins. Here are 5 simple takeaways. Number 1, property tax elimination is being discussed, not approved. 2, earliest realistic timeline is around 2027. 3, this could increase home demand and prices. 4, funding will likely shift, not disappear. And 5, smart buyers should stay informed, but not wait. This conversation about property taxes shows something important. Florida is still evolving. Policies are still changing, and opportunities continue to emerge. The key is not reacting emotionally, but making informed, peaceful decisions, because clarity brings confidence. If you found this video helpful, you want to watch my next video where I explain if now is the best time to buy here in South Florida, because before prices move again. Thank you for watching, and remember, God loves you, and so do I. See you in that video.